Hello my YouTube friends, Big Dog Beef back again with you. Wanted to update everybody, I just got my RIA Rock Ultra full-size high capacity in 45 back from a local gunsmith, and they were able to shave the weight for me. We'll go over that in just a second. Let me give them a quick shout out. It's Mason Arms Gunsmithing in Chalfont, Pennsylvania. They're actually local to me. What they were able to do is they were able to take the weight off so that we can now be IDPA legal. First, I want to talk about a couple of changes that I've made. Before we get into the weight, I'll try and make this video really quick. Number one, I took off the original front sight. This is, which side? I think this is the sight you would have been looking down. To replace it with a Dawson Precision, for all you safety Nazis, with a Dawson Precision, I don't know why I can never get this right, front sight. Okay, I prefer the narrow front sight. Okay, this also does, and you're probably not going to be able to see it here very well, this also does a lot better job of gathering the light. If you look here, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that very well. This thing, honestly, is, well, it's kind of crap. So I have my Dawson Precision front sight on. The only difference, the only problem that I ran into is if you look closely, there's a little gap under there because it's flat topped in that area. So I don't know if I got the wrong sight, but you know what? I'm okay with that. Because looking down the front sight, looking down the sight, for me, is a whole lot better. Also, I replaced the plastic mainspring housing with this Fusion Firearms. I think it's an aluminum alloy. So this actually does weigh a little bit more than the plastic. That's actually the original plastic one in there. So if I really am concerned about the weight, I can just swap it back. Okay, not that big a deal. Right now, those are the only major upgrades that I have done. Obviously, at some point I am going to drop in the cylinder and slide 3.5 pound trigger. And I really do want to replace the safety, the thumb safety, with something that's a little bit wider, because this really does hurt when you ride it for too long. So let's get back to what this video is about and how I was able to get the weight down to below 43 ounces for IDPA competition. As you can see, I have my scale here, and I have it on a bit of an angle, because if I turn it this way you can't see it because of the light overhead. So let's turn that on. Okay, it is zeroed out. Let's take the pistol, which I'm going to insert a magazine, because that's how it gets weighed. And as you can see, with an empty magazine inserted, we are at 42.79 ounces. Now, how did we get here? Well, I'll show you that in just a second. But one of the things, again, remember, backstrap is aluminum. I can always change that out. We also took out the full-length guide rod and put in a standard GI to help shave some weight. One thing I do want to test, this is one of the Mech-Gar magazines. You remember, this weighs, actually, oops, sorry about that. This actually weighs just a little bit more than the factory magazines. And that also makes weight at 42.93. Last but not least, I want to try a factory magazine with a Dawson Easy Off base pad. So let's go ahead and stick that on. Let's see if that makes weight after I move it. Ooh, that does not, by 0.03 ounces. Okay, well, I'm sure we can shave 0.03 ounces somewhere along the line. I'll worry about that later. That is not that big a deal to me. So again, I could always replace this aluminum backstrap with back to the plastic one. Of course, if I could remove this magwell or find an aluminum replacement that'll actually fit, then that will save a lot of weight. A lot of weight. Alright, so let's remind everybody, and I'm sure you've seen the videos from before about where I wanted the weight removed. And then we go ahead and I'll put up a picture of what I originally took. As you can see, the grip frame, or the entire frame of the firearm, was solid steel. So obviously that was adding some weight because it's a solid chunk of metal. So I had Mason Arms Gunsmithing. They told me they could do it. They were nice about it. So what I had them do, and if we bring it on back, you can see they were able to cut out from the frame this cut right here. So in fact, they probably could have even gone a little bit bigger, but now it looks more kind of like your standard 1911 frame cut. And this actually saved good 2 ounces. Alright guys, that's it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you next time.